You know, oftentimes when people decide to buy a boat, there's a discussion within the family about whether they should buy a fishing boat or a ski boat. Well, some folks like angling, other folks in the family like water sports. G3 has solved that issue by creating the Angler V185FS. This is a dual-purpose boat to make everybody in the family happy. The V185FS is an 18-foot 5-inch boat. It has a nice wide 96-inch beam and an 82-inch bottom. The bow and bottom are double-plated .100 gauge aluminum, making for a strong, tough, and durable hull. There's a 35-gallon fuel tank, so you can always stay topped off and make the long runs to the sweet spots for both water sports or angling. The new wide-body design makes this boat ride smooth, high, and dry. There are lifting strakes on the V185FS, giving it a superior hull shot. There's also a concave spray rail. This takes the water and pushes it farther away from the boat, keeping everybody dry when you want to be dry. When you want to stop and get wet, there's a boarding ladder in the rear, so it's easy to get on board. Let's take a look at some of the features that I think make this an exceptional water sports and angling boat and make it the best of both worlds, thanks to G3 boats. I want to walk you through this boat from bow to stern, and as I go along, I'll show you the features that make it an exceptional angling craft and an exceptional water sports craft. Let's start at the bow. For the angler, it's set up very nice. There's a nice wide casting deck. It's pre-wired for a 24-volt trolling motor, so you can add the trolling motor of your choice. It also has a courtesy light up front, so you can use that for night fishing so you're not fumbling for items in the dark. There's a battery power level indicator so you know when your batteries are charged and when they're running down. And there's also a 2-bank Pro battery charger, so charging the batteries are as easy as plugging it in up front. There's a little bit of storage underneath the bow, and there's a ton of storage throughout the boat. There's nicely laid in cargo nets, starboard and port, so that you can store your smaller tackle boxes or smaller items up the front, but they're still very handy. Another feature that the anglers will really appreciate is there's a live well up front. There's also a live well in back, but the 15-gallon live well up front makes it very easy and convenient for the angler to drop his fresh catch at his feet and continue fishing. There's also plenty of storage that's dry and lockable. Let me show you just how quickly the bow of the Angler V185FS switches from an angling platform to a true water sports bow. The bow of the V185FS has marine-grade carpet, which makes it really nice to walk around on. As we step down and back into the cockpit, you'll notice that the cockpit is made of marine-grade vinyl. That makes for a quick and easy cleanup after a day on the lake. The cockpit of the V185 is really laid out nice. It has dual consoles with a full wraparound windshield to keep the wind off your face. There's some storage in the front here for a 24-volt battery system, so it's out of the way. And it's lockable, so you don't have to worry about security. The console on the V185FS has quality top-of-the-line Yamaha gauges. It has a switch panel that's conveniently located with master power, aerator, forward and aft recirculation, and a bilge pump. There's also a marine-grade Sony entertainment system built into the dash for CDs or playing your favorite iTunes. There are speakers laid out through the boat, which is another feature that makes this a fun watercraft for a Saturday on the lake. The steering column is tilt steering, so you can position it exactly where it's most comfortable for you. It's also true hydraulic steering, making turning and maneuvering a breeze. One of the things I noticed about this 2011 boat is that they've added a second 12-volt power point. Now that's pretty important to me because oftentimes I'm charging my cell phone with one. This gives me the option to run some electronics, maybe a GPS, an extra graph, or perhaps even a spotlight for finding the shore at night. That's neat, and I really think that's a great addition. On the port side of the boat, there is a rod locker. It's lockable and lighted. And new for 2011, there's also additional storage in the starboard gunnel. That's a great feature, and it's also lockable, so once you walk away from your boat at the dock, you don't have the worry of unlockable storage. When I said that G3 Boats built this boat, the 185FS, as a dual-purpose boat, I wasn't kidding. For 2011, they've added a really great feature to the back of the boat. Let me show you. They've added a ski tow pole, which slides easily into place in the back deck, and it has a pin to lock it into position. That's a great feature. The cargo nets that I mentioned earlier are a great place to store this and keep it out of the way. Okay, so that was a great water sports feature. What about the angling features? Let's go to one of those. The seats are positionable. You can put one on the front and one on the back. Then you're right back to an angling platform. It changes that fast from one to the other, and that's a really great feature because the day may change as you go along. You can start out fishing, and when the weather warms up, pick up some more of the family and take off for a great day of water fun. If you want to reconfigure the Angler V185FS to a true ski platform, it's simple and easy to do. You can remove this seat right here, and it has two rear seats that pop up. Two people can sit in the back, two people can sit here, and one can be out on the wakeboard. That's a great setup. Take a look at it with both of them set up. That's nice. You can't get better than that. We've already shown you that the fishing platform is awesome, but that's a great, great setup for water sports. If the weather turns hot or inclement weather moves in, there's a canopy that lifts up and snaps onto the windshield. There's also a wind curtain that goes under the windshield, providing you a really good protection from the wind and the weather. The boat is also configured for a kicker trolling motor, and it has a fuel feed for both motors, so you can add that kicker motor without having to redo the rear of the boat. G3 boats come with quality Yamaha controls and cables, and Yamaha motors are always hung on the back of a G3. With the dependability of Yamaha motors and G3 boats, you can't go wrong with the new Angler V185FS. Take a look at one at your nearest dealer if you need a boat that pulls double duty.